Hey guys, Troy Francis coming at you with another video from Mexico City, which is looking very beautiful today in the sunshine. I wanted to do a video about the paradox of game. Now, to be honest, there are many paradoxes in the art of game. That is the art of getting to know a woman that you're attracted to and moving things forward in the direction that you both would like it to go. There's a lot of paradoxes, but I think one of the key paradoxes, and this comes up time and time again, especially when you're coaching guys, and I've been coaching guys for over a decade now. We've trained guys in cities all over the world, Mexico City, London, Moscow, New York, etc. And one of the key things that comes through is that by definition, a lot of guys who come to us for help, they really want to improve their dating lives, okay? They really want to make something happen as far as dating's concerned. And that makes sense because, you know, who doesn't, for a start? And secondly, obviously, it's a self-selecting group of people, because if you are coming forward to work with a dating coach and to be coached by a dating coach, to get better with women, to get better in dating, then by definition you must really want things to change, okay? So it all makes logical sense, and no detriment to any dude who really wants to make changes in their lives. That's brilliant. The difficulty though is this: when you really want something, particularly in this specific area of intergender dynamics, it can actually have the opposite effect. Because if you're going into every single interaction that you do, you know, you're approaching women in bars, in clubs, in cafes, in the street, outside the coffee shop, whatever it is, and each approach, each interaction is permeated with this sense that, oh my God, I've really got to make something happen this time. You know, I really want to. And the pressure becomes greater because it's not even that the guys want to make something happen for themselves necessarily, but they also want to make something happen because they want to please maybe the coach. You know, they want to have some positive feedback to give to the coach and say, well, look, I did this and it really worked, and look what happened now. You know, I've got a girlfriend, I've got a casual friends with benefits girl, whatever it is. The difficulty is that when you go in with that mindset permeates everything, okay? And the women that you interact with can, on some level, sense it. This is why neediness gets such a bad rep in the game advice space, okay? You don't want to be needy, you don't want to come across as being needy in any way. Now, to be frank, if there's a guy and he's not dated for ages and he's feeling sexually like, you know, he would like to have some sexual experience because he hasn't had it for ages, I mean, that's a natural thing, right? That's a natural need. You can't blame the guy for wanting that, and that in itself I wouldn't say is inherently needy, because it's something that everybody wants, whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, whatever, right? We all have a desire, a need, if you like, for sexual expression, for sexual intimacy. So that in itself it's not like needy, but it can translate as seeming like that if you seem to want it too much, okay? This, I think, is a particular issue for younger men, and I can speak from experience here, because when you're a younger guy, assuming that, you know, hormonally things are on point, you know, you're flooded with testosterone, you're flooded with that desire to go out and conquer and to meet girls and to maybe build a business or engage in sports, or, you know, you really want to go out there and make things happen. It's very hard to deny your body's chemistry, right? It's very hard to put that into a box, and when you're interacting with women, act as if you don't really want it when you actually do really want it, because you're flooded with testosterone, you're flooded with all these chemicals, and your body, your biology, is compelling you to take actions in that direction, okay? Once again, that in itself I wouldn't define as needy, but it can come across that way, okay? And even if you do everything right, because we will teach you a structure, okay? We will teach you, all right, this is how you make an approach. These are some of the things that you could say to a woman that you're interested in. This is how you ask for her phone number, this is how you text her, this is how you ask her for a date, this is what you do on a date, etc. Okay, so we will teach you the structure, and of course a part of that is non-neediness, and also what is often referred to as outcome independence. Okay, so the idea of outcome independence is quite an old term, it's been used a lot in this space. Basically means that, okay, I'm going to go through this process, I'm going to do the things that I should do, I'm going to ask her out, I'm going to arrange a date, etc., etc. And if it goes my way, great, and if it doesn't go my way, that's fine as well, at least I've had the experience. All right, so we will teach you that, okay, and we will encourage you to behave with a lack of expectation as far as the outcome is concerned, okay? However, once more, even if we tell you that until we're blue in the face, it's kind of hard to embody that when maybe, you know, you haven't been with a girl for 6 months and your hormones are racing and your sexual desire is racing and you're just like, oh God, I just really hope it happens this time. And it's compounded by the fact that, you know, you're going to meet women that you really, really like. You're going to meet women that you really are attracted to. And that makes it even more piquant than otherwise, because it's like, no, this girl, she's really beautiful, or this girl, she's just got something about her. I really, really want this to happen. That's happening on a subconscious level. Now, your conscious mind might be telling you, well, you know, the trainers have told me, the guys have told me, I've got to push down on that and I've got to be non-needy. And you will try to act in a non-needy way. But you're going to be betrayed by your body. You're going to be betrayed by micro indicators, small, tiny, almost inconsequential things that you're going to do, that's going to come across in terms of your presentation, that the girl will probably pick up on and you may not even be aware of, right? You know, maybe your hands are a little bit trembly, maybe your palms are a little bit sweaty, maybe you talk too fast, maybe you break on eye contact sometimes because you're nervous, all of these little things. And again, being aware of those things is really helpful. And if you came on a training session with us, then we would point those things out to you and we would help you to mitigate them. But I suppose what I'm coming around to saying is, in a perfect world, all right, in an ideal world, in a utopia, which is not going to exist, or at least not unless some kind of weird AI solution comes into this. In the ideal world, you would be able to divorce yourself from the desire that you feel and just act anyway, okay? You would do the right things and you would genuinely be outcome independent, okay? But it's hard. It's very hard, particularly if you're, as I said, somebody who's quite young, or somebody who hasn't had a lot of experience, or somebody who, you know, you've had a dry spell that's lasted for ages. Now, what I found in my own life is that just naturally, just through a process of getting older, you know, and I'm 50 now, so we're talking bloody ancient, a process of getting older, that white hot heat of desire that maybe I felt many, many years ago in my 20s or early 30s or whatever, has dissipated, okay? So you naturally, or I naturally, reached a point where I genuinely didn't really care what the outcome of any individual interaction was, all right? And I'm not saying that it's no cap, I'm not saying that I'm not trying to make myself look cool, I'm not making it up. Genuinely got to the point where I could take it or leave it, okay? And when you know when you've got there, when you've organised a date and she's agreed to the date and you're sitting there and it's 7 o'clock and you're going to meet at 8 and you're kind of thinking, damn, I really hope she flakes on me, you know? I really hope she messages me and says she's not coming to the date, okay? Because, you know, yeah, she's cool, she's attractive, whatever, but I could just stay at home and do some work. You know, it's like, you're genuinely not that invested in the outcome of what happens. Now, I have a girlfriend now, so I'm not in that stage because, you know, obviously I'm with my girlfriend and so it's a different thing. But when you're in the stage, you know, you're out there, you're a single guy, and you want things to happen, but you have completely eradicated, or you've lost that desire, that compulsion each time, okay? you're ready to roll with the punches, you can take it or leave it. When you reach that point, counterintuitively, what you find is that women very, very rarely flake on you. Okay? It's actually often the case that the women are driving the interaction more than you are. And this is a huge, huge paradox, because the less that you want it, quite frankly, and by it I mean, you know, intimacy or getting a girlfriend or sex or whatever it is, right? The less that you want it, the more likely it is it's going to come to you more easily. And we coach a whole, you know, array of dudes. And I'm in WhatsApp groups, private groups with some of them. And my overwhelming feeling when I read through the chat sometimes, and I read all the messages and stuff, is I think, if only you guys could want it a bit less. If only you guys could just chill a bit. This stuff that you want will come to you so much more easily, okay? And as I say, it's an odd thing for a coach to think and to want for his students, because at the same time, obviously, we're encouraging the guys in a journey of self-improvement, and yes, you want to be motivated in that, right? You want to improve yourself, you want to improve your life benefits, but on a sort of micro level, each particular date, each particular interaction, if only those guys could get to that point where they just give less of a damn, you know? Very, very hard to teach. As I say, really the way that I got there was just by simply growing older, okay? And also, I guess, you know, maxing out my experiences through my life, so that then you come out the other side, you're just like, well, you know, it is what it is. And I think sex, and I think dating and so on, it becomes, you can put it into its correct place in terms of importance. I think if you're somebody who's a virgin, or you maybe just had a couple of experiences or something, then suddenly there's the potential to have sex with this new girl. You're like, oh my God, hallelujah. It's this incredibly big thing. And actually, really, in the big scheme of things, it isn't. I mean, yeah, obviously it's great. Yes, intimacy is amazing. Yes, it's the lifeblood of all of our experiences and, you know, our species, really. But, you know, it's not the only thing in life. So how do you get there? How do you get there without just getting really old? There are methods to do it, okay? And I was talking to somebody called Mr. Justin. There's a video that we did recently on my channel. He specializes in power dynamics and relationships, and he was talking specifically about this. And I think his coaching actually could be very, very, very helpful if you feel like you're spinning your wheels and, you know, it's just, you really, really want to make it work, and it's kind of just not happening for you. Because what you are embodying, all right, what you're putting across with the individual goals you're dealing with may not be as attractive as it could be if you were more chilled out and if you were more detached, okay, from the process. Now, what I'm describing here is almost a Zen-like detachment. It's almost like if you could reach that Zen-like, just that complete lack of attachment to outcome, but you were still doing the right things, you were still taking action anyway, then you would be in a better position, and you would find that people will be drawn to you more easily, right? Because they could sense that non-neediness, okay? And as I say, it's that grasping desire in the end that in part can put women off. I mean, there's many other things that can put women off as well, like having bad hygiene and dress sense and God knows what else, no chat, etc. But that neediness, that underlying yearning, is deeply unattractive. And that's what we need to eradicate in you, okay? That's what you need to look at eradicating in yourself. Not easy. You could just wait it out until you're like me and you're, you know, you're so long in the tooth that it almost becomes irrelevant. But as I say, I think with the right coaching, and it might be someone like Mr. Justin, it could be somebody like myself. If you want to talk to me about this stuff, obviously email troy@realtroyfrancis.com, details below. But the right coaching, the right mentorship, I think can really help you to put sex and to put intimacy and to put dating in its correct context within the rest of your life. And that's going to be really helpful. But as I say, paradox of dating, the more you want it, and this goes for women as well, the more you want it, the more you're like, oh my God, if only this is the one. The more like that you are, the less likely it is to work out for you. Life is a cruel mistress sometimes, and this is it, you know? I think, just as a final word, I think it differs, doesn't it? In terms of something like, say you wanted to become a great runner, okay, or you wanted to compete at Olympic level. You're like, yes, I really want it, and then it's that grind culture thing. It's like, right, I'm going to get up at 2:45 a.m. every day, like Wes Watson, and I'm going to just work on my craft. I'm going to work on my running, every day, and I'm going to push it. And in a sense, the same thing is true with dating, but, and this is the key, you also have to remain outcome independent with each individual woman, because not every woman is gonna like you. Not every woman is gonna be open to you. Not every woman is gonna be available. Okay, and there are some women you could do everything right. I say right technically, and you're still not going to end up being her boyfriend or your girlfriend. Okay, that's just how it is. You have to accept that. You have to take each interaction as it is. And the other thing to do is just remind yourself that, you've got countless shots at the goal here, all right? It's not like you're going to run out of potential females, that you could become close to on this planet in the course of your life, because you're not, because there's billions of them. So you have to understand that there is abundance out there. You have to understand that however great this individual girl may be, it's not really the end of the world. You have to do the right actions anyway, but you have to try to eradicate your neediness and your terrible burning desire to the greatest extent you can, and just be much more like chill, just much more like, yeah, whatever, if it happens, it happens, if it doesn't, it doesn't matter. I will live to tell the tale another day. All right, I hope that makes sense. Hope you enjoyed that. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please do give me a comment below, give the video a like on your way out. If you want coaching with me, there's some details on events we've got coming up in the box below. As I say, email me Troy@realtroyfrancis.com. And I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye-bye.